Cowabunga, baby! What's up, toy collectors? So, as you can see, I'm over here talking about Walmart, because this is where I got all this stuff. So Walmart has actually been pretty good lately to me. I recently got a new area and it has a Walmart, and I don't have time to look, but I always have to go back. When I go back, I find all this beautiful stuff. So this is what I found. And Walmart is kicking its shell with bringing the old school stuff back. So let's start with, first of all these coming out are $10, $9.97 at Walmart. So I found Toka. Masters say have fun, right? So here's the back of these ones. Now, the original ones, I gotta say, the paint is so much better. I think, okay, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say, I think they're dumbing this down on purpose. You know, like they're trying to make it look old school, retro, like the original ones. But it's weird because the original ones look better. Does that make sense? So they're dumbing it down because, you know, these were made in the 80s and the 90s. And so like, oh, what do toys look like in the 80s and the 90s? Right? Well, I mean, look at Splinter. Splinter looks stupid. I have the movie version of Splinter. He looks way cooler than this one. It looks like he's like a mix. Like I don't know. He just looks dumb. But again, so you love or hate, as a Ninja Turtle fan, you see the retro stuff. It brings back the memories. They're only $9.97, so you're like, yes, let's grab them. But it's just funny to me that they actually look worse than they did 20-something years ago. So, but, you know, I'm still a Ninja Turtle fan through and through. So here we go. We have Toka. We have Leonardo in his hockey gear. We have Mike with his surf stuff. And we have Splinter. So, and like I said, only $9.97. So it's cool. It's cool that they're retro, but like I remember my Toka and Razor so much cooler back then. So, and the Shredder, ugh, don't even get me started on the Super Shredder. His paint job looks horrible. But either way, Ninja Turtle fan, $9.97, like I said. Okay? Now, which brings me to the Last Ronin series. We are loving it. Here's Casey Jones with the black mask. Look how cool he looks, right? He comes with his head all beat up and scarred and stuff like that. These go for, like, since they're NECA, they go for like $36 or so. But I found a Walmart that clearances stuff they're not supposed to clearance. And that's why I'm not naming names of what Walmart I go to. This is only $15. This just came out. So everywhere else you go, like Target, everywhere, they're $34, $35. But that's why we have this channel, because it's the art of the find, the hunt, the thrill. That's why I'm a toy collector and I hunt these toys, because I find stuff like this. So $15, baby, instead of $35, $95, or whatever they're usually going for. But I love this Casey Jones. I would read all this stuff, but just in case you don't know what the Last Ronin is, I don't want to read it and it'll mess you up. So they're also, because they're bringing back the old school retro stuff, they're bringing back Super Friends, old school stuff too. And I found the platinum version Batman, because he's got red eyes. He's scary. It doesn't say anything or show anything, it just shows them in the back. I'm not really going to collect these. I do like old school stuff, but not so much the DC stuff. I feel like they're just, at this point, McFarlane, again, it's a love-hate relationship, because I feel at this point he's just trying to milk everything and make money. Because, I mean, who wants an old school looking stupid Batman? You know what I mean? Where's your muscles, man? Anyways, it's like geriatric Batman. But I got him because he's a platinum. This was $19.95. Then I have RoboCop for the PS5. Don't know anything about the game. It was on sale, $10. So that's why I got it. But RoboCop's usually pretty cool. So I wish they'd redo that. I mean, I know they did one, but it was like, Then we got the Spawn. Now, I showed you in my last video the original one. He actually looks like this, with the red and the whites and the blacks and the greens and stuff. Here is the Platinum Edition, which is funny to me. So this was still only $25. So the original is $25. This is $25. Not much difference for the Platinum. Usually you have to charge more for the Platinums. What I think is funny about this, though, is if you noticed, so there's more paint. I wish I could show you the original one. There's more of a paint job to the original one. All they did was simplify and put the silver down. and they call it a Platinum Series. So they did less, which we all know is the thing of Todd, where you buy the same action figure, and then the Platinum or the gold version is the same action figure, except for he has a different head or a little bit different color or nothing crazy. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow, you want me to spend another $25 to get the same exact toy? Like the, excuse me, what's the ones that's just solid gray? I can't think right now. But you know how you made the ones that's just solid gray, no paint, and you actually had to pay more for those. So at least this is the same price. But it's crazy to me. It's like, why are we spending so much more money on the prototype with no paint job at all? Like, that's a marketing genius skill. I'll give Todd that. Like, ooh, people are going crazy for it. It's like, you did nothing. You just printed it on your shop. You threw it in a thing, called it a Platinum Series. Anyways, I can ramble all day long about that kind of stuff. So, but it's Platinum Series. It's Spawn. That's why I grabbed it. Okay. Over here, we have the DC Multiverse. So you have the Deadshot old school looking one. You have Hal Jordan in his armor suit, and you have Jade. I love the Jade one. She's awesome. She's sporting it. She's got a lot of detail and everything. She's also the Platinum version. So I can't remember. I think I have the original version too, but I can't remember what the color was scheme. So this one is her Platinum version. $22.95, $22.95. I did not want to spend $30 for this. They're Mark Fairlynch, did it on purpose, collection edition. It's $30. Why? I don't know. But I do like the old school Deadshot because you don't see a lot of those unless it looks like this stupid old school Deadshot. But anyways, so this one was going for like $40, $50 on eBay and Mercari. So in the grand scheme of things, $30 is not too much to get an original looking Deadshot. But still, $30 is too much. And let's be honest, when he does this, the collector's edition, and they're all $30, they're no different than these ones. The only difference is the box is a little bit bigger, and sometimes you get a little bit more here, which is what Marvel Legends does all the time. And their prices are going up too, but at least Marvel Legends is consistent throughout the board. Like, whether it's rare, whether it's a good one, a bad one, whatever, they all get the different head pieces and the different arms and different, you know, they Marvel Legends has been doing that forever. So DC, Todd McFarlane just found a way to charge you more to put a little bit extra pieces in there. Pretty much is what's going on. So, but still, in the grand scheme of things, so my best find obviously was $15 for the Casey Jones and the $10 for the RoboCop. And I mean, of course, Ninja Turtles stuff, you know, old school. I love that. But anyway, so yeah, it was a good find though, all in all, for Walmart. And Walmart's one of those things where, depending on the Walmart you go to, some of these people have no clue what they're doing. And actually, this wasn't the only thing. So they had, you know, if you go to electronics, their whole little nerd section, whatever they want to call it, collectibles, everything was on clearance. So like they had Killer Clowns on clearance, they had anime stuff on clearance, they had the statues on clearance, they had everything. All their little what's those called? Dragon Stars was on there. I could go all day long. There was more Last Ronin stuff. It was just everything was on clearance though. And it was just funny to me because like He-Man, they had some He-Man over there, collectors. It was on clearance. But if you go to the toy section and they had the same exact He-Man, normal price. I don't know. But anyway, so for some reason, if you go to electronics, because electronics, they really don't know what's going on with this stuff. They just want this stuff cleared out so they can put more of their other stuff in there. So if you're a toy collector like I am, and you go to Walmart's, head to the electronics section for toys, because that's where you find your stuff usually marked down on clearance. And a lot of games too, like Xbox is stopping to make cartridges now. They're just doing online stuff. So most of the time, all their Xbox stuff is on clearance because they're just trying to get rid of the inventory. So Target's been doing that too a lot. You'll notice there's no more, or there's hardly any video game cartridges and stuff there because they're all going online, and Target just doesn't want to fool with that crap anymore. So they've been clearancing a lot of stuff. So there you go, little tip of the trade there. But other than that, I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna turn this on, I'm gonna play it, and because it looks pretty cool. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.